At the front page of Reuters today, there were 3 anti-OnlyFans articles. Anti-OnlyFans articles aren't like crazy uncommon or anything, but I thought it was pretty noteworthy that Reuters would dump 3 of them in a row like that. Apparently there was an expose. I'm curious. Editor's note, story contains accounts of child abuse. Not surprising. OnlyFans is not a good company. It's top content creator. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, man, we're doing like a whole thing here. OnlyFans exposed. Okay, we're doing like a whole expose here. Not even like an article, you know? Okay, here's an article. Scary title card. Yeah, we love our scary title cards, don't we, folks? Jesus. I'm already suspicious of the amount of web resources they put into this. From the get-go, whenever we have like a scary thing like this at the beginning, it automatically makes me doubt the content of the article just because I hate sensationalized news like that. But, you know, it's OnlyFans. It's not like it's a good company. When a 16-year-old girl from Florida went missing in April 2023, her parents found her, searched her phone desperate for clues. What they found shocked them. For months, she sent nude photos and videos of herself to a man they now feared had abducted her. The next day, sheriff's deputies found the girl partially naked in a rented house. The man, according to police records, an investigation revealed he had posted dozens of sexual images and videos of the girl on OnlyFans. He was charged with human trafficking and other offenses. He's pleaded not guilty. That's going to be a tough one for you to fight in court, man. OnlyFans makes reassuring promises to the public. It's strictly adults only, with sophisticated measures to monitor every user, vet all content, and swiftly remove and report any child sexual abuse material. We know the age and identity of everyone on our platform, said CEO Kelly Blair in a speech last year. No children allowed, no one under 18 on the platform. I could be wrong, by the way, but OnlyFans actually does have a pretty, like, aggressive system for this. Like, if you make an OnlyFans video, you need to be registered, and it does like facial recognition or body recognition if you're there to count for you. And if there's another, like I saw a person tweet recently that a video of theirs got flagged because they had like a Danny DeVito cardboard cutout in the background, and that got registered as an unauthorized person in your video, and it like nuked the video. They make you scan your driver's license. Yeah. Like, I think OnlyFans actually has a pretty stringent... This is a really shitty opening argument. The idea that it is literally possible to upload stuff like this to OnlyFans, that's the case for every site that allows you to upload anything. You could make the same argument against Imgur, or YouTube, or Twitter, or... Like, you could do that on Twitter. Twitter doesn't have a system where it automatically, like... Where it requires you to register your driver's license, before you post anything. Like Reddit, yeah, that's all sites that can upload things, you know? Not to say OnlyFans is a good company, it's definitely not. I just don't know like what you could ever do about that in any system that allows you to upload anything. People post CP to Twitter, then get banned for it, then Elon Musk reinstates them, you know? Many such cases. Reuters documented 30 complaints in U.S. police and court records that child sexual abuse material appeared on the site between December 2019 and June 2024. The case files examined by the news org cited more than 200 explicit videos and images of kids, including some adults having oral sex with toddlers. In one case, multiple videos of a minor remained on OnlyFans for more than a year, according to a child exploitation investigator who found them while assisting Reuters in its reporting and alerted authorities in June. The impact on some victims was devastating. Yeah, no shit. There has to be accountability for these platforms. Okay, so here's where I ask. I agree there should be accountability for these platforms. The thing that I'm interested in, because I never see this follow-up, is what do you suggest? Because it seems like the thing that you're suggesting would make it impossible for any website to have image hosting as a concept, right? Which is like all websites. You know what I mean? So I'm not at all opposed to things being improved on this front, you know? Pornhub took a big step in improving things on this front by deleting a massive amount of site content from any account that wasn't authorized, meaning that you needed to have like your own ID attached to an account in order to be able to post anything there. You can no longer have an unverified account. The thing that makes that good is that theoretically, as long as the account and the ID is legitimate, is that if you ever post anything unlawful, not only can it be like tracked to your account, it can be tracked to your personhood, you know? Like on Pornhub, your ID is attached to you, man. You do anything untoward in those videos and the feds can yeah, you're open to prosecution now. That's a pretty stringent protection. It doesn't fix the problem entirely, but I'm curious what like institutional suggestion could be put forward here, you know? I know that like a lot of what people are going to suggest here is we'll just ban porn entirely because honestly, that's where a lot of this stuff tends to lead. But keep in mind that one of the biggest subreddits on Reddit was r/jailbait. It was massive, and it was entirely dedicated to posting technically safe for work pictures and videos of under 18s. And there was a massive ring of people trading around actual CP in the DMs. So in that case, in order to prevent that, you would not only need to remove all pornography from like posted sites, you would have to get rid of the DMing systems because otherwise people could send links or images through it. Spez was a mod. Yes, Spez favorite. So it's like, I don't know what the institutional solution to this is. Of the 30 cases reviewed by Reuters, more than half resulted in an arrest and at least 3 in criminal convictions. That's better than it has been before. More than half resulting in an arrest. I mean, that's definitely better than, like, man, you read horror stories about like Facebook and all the shit that the like child protection teams find there. I doubt half of those cases lead to an arrest. Most, including that of the missing Florida girl, involved adults accused of preying on minors to create explicit content sold on the site. In other cases, minors got past OnlyFans vetting to purvey their own sexually explicit material, police records show. In the case involving toddlers, a man used the site to send another man more than 100 files, including or featuring the abuse of children of all ages. Yeah, you're going to jail, man. You're going to the hole. You're not going to like it, but AI can be used to detect CP and delete ban it? No, it can't, dude. No, it can't. I'm really sorry, but no, it can't. There's literally no way any automatic system could automatically flag the difference between I guess like 17-year-old or like a petite 19. You're literally, it's not possible. It has to be like a social system. You know, it has to be like a vetted social system. Yeah, also, I don't know what you'd have to do to train that AI, but yeah, a comprehensive database. The 30 cases almost certainly understate the presence of child sexual abuse material on OnlyFans. Reuters used public records laws to obtain documents mentioning OnlyFans for more than 250 of the largest U.S. law enforcement agencies. Okay, I feel like I need to skip through some of this because a lot of this is information that's kind of obvious to us, people who are even remotely online. We fully accept the premise that OnlyFans, along with basically any site that can contain image hosting services, is going to have a problem with CP. The question that I'm interested in is, has OnlyFans failed in due diligence in a way that is worse than other websites? Are they doing better than other websites? And what can be done to improve in the future? That, to me, is the interesting question, because it doesn't take a genius to look at this and go, have you noticed that there are pedophiles? I'm like, yeah, I think people have noticed that. It's been like it's like a thing people have noticed, yeah. But what do you do about it, right? How do you design a system to mitigate the effect of the harm? OnlyFans didn't respond to most of Reuters' questions about the cases in this story, including how CSA material was able to evade its monitoring, probably because they couldn't answer that, and whether it has kept its revenue from accounts involving minors. None of the cases involved criminal charges against the website or its parent company. Reuters found no evidence that OnlyFans has been sued or held criminally liable for child sexual abuse content, according to a search of U.S. and international legal databases. Yeah. Okay. None of these people care about the actual questions at hand. Yeah, like, again, I'm going to be real straightforward about this. OnlyFans provides a lot of sex workers the ability to make a living where if it was closed down, they would be back on the streets and much more subject to sexual violence. If you think that, like, the sort of propagation of women on OnlyFans is grim in our worsening economy, then I promise you will not enjoy them being streetwalkers anymore. So we need to be a little smarter about this. When this article says stuff like no cases involve criminal charges against the website or its parent company, yeah, obviously, like that's been established case law for decades. Like, of course, yeah. Federal free speech protections have largely immunized social media platforms from liability for abusive content posted by their users, but Congress is seeking to toughen federal laws to hold the platforms accountable. But what could you do to improve it? It would be good to improve it. So what could you do to improve it? It looks like here we have a single anecdote about the guy who abused that younger girl. I agree this is all very bad, but none of this is OnlyFans specific. The phenomena of older man abuses younger girl and makes pornography off of her is like not at all specific to OnlyFans. It's like a real issue, but what solution? It's Craigslist killer shit. Yeah, well, Craigslist was a lot less safe than OnlyFans, like by far, dude. So this article is just an anti-sex work thing. I want to be clear. Any pressure that makes the internet and the world at large a safer place for non-abusers and a less safe place for abusers is a good thing. I'm in favor of literally any systemic change that facilitates this. You know, I was in favor of Pornhub deleting a fuck ton of their unregistered content. I'm in favor of the more stringent protections for OnlyFans. It is worth noting right now that an example of a website that has far fewer protections than OnlyFans is Twitter. You can just post nudes on Twitter. No ID is necessary at all. You can just, as a minor, can just go on there and post nudes. And it's just weird to me to focus on OnlyFans when the norm for websites with image hosting that allow not safe for work content allows for that, which is a lot worse, you know? Which again makes me wonder what the like supposed solution is, right? Does this, I'm legitimately like looking for a section of this article that talks about what can be done. OnlyFans been hit before by accusations that it doesn't adequately protect children, but what would you like them to do? Control F solution. I don't think we're going to get it. Yeah, and Thana, it's worth noting, even if you could somehow magically ban all porn off the internet, and you avoided the problem of sex workers on OnlyFans then moving to less safe forms of sex work to make their living, that wouldn't change the fact that my understanding is like whenever you hear about, you know, X person gets busted with 16 trillion terabytes of whatever the fuck, they were like DMing other people. Because that's what was happening on Reddit with r/jailbait. You know, the content on r/jailbait was safe for work, ostensibly, you know, technically, of minors. And they were trading the CP in the DMs. So it's like, okay, so it's not even like the public image posting. It's literally any form of image hosting at all. And what are you going to do? Get rid of pornography in private DMs? How do you do that? Like, genuinely, how do you do that? That's crazy. That would be pretty difficult, especially considering you can just directly send files. How would you do that? Ban image sharing, maybe? Yeah, but you could never get rid of just like direct image transfers. That's always possible. Like, there's no way to prevent that without gutting the entire internet. Which, and the fact that no solution is provided seems to me like this is mostly a way of fear-mongering. Like, imagine if somebody who really fucking hated Twitter went after Twitter by making a big article on how it was possible for minors to post nude images there. Don't get me wrong, I fucking hate Twitter, but that's not really a fair criticism to make of Twitter when the same is the case for any website that has image hosting, right? Like, I don't think that's a Twitter-specific issue necessarily. I think the fact that Elon Musk keeps unbanning pedophiles is, but I like, that's not really like a Twitter-specific thing, you know? Okay, wait, hold on. Are we talking pragmatics here? Online CSAM can be hard to investigate and prosecute. No, wait, I thought we were going to talk about how to do it. Is that it? They never talk about it? Not even once? How can you pretend to care about this stuff unless you're going to, like, talk about the potential solutions, man? Oh, for sure, Thana, 100%. Didn't Etsy ban literally everything not safe for work just a few days ago? Was it Etsy or was it a different... What did Etsy have that was not safe for work? Like sex toys, I think? Yeah, Etsy to ban sex toys and other mature products in new policy. Why? Because credit card providers don't like working with websites that have not safe work materials on it. This has been happening all over the internet. PayPal, Patreon, Tumblr, now Etsy. OnlyFans tried to get rid of all not safe work content a while ago, which was ill-advised, and they went back on it. But keep in mind, none of this has anything to do with protecting children. Stuff like this is done because credit card companies work basically globally, and they're trying to avoid like regulations and laws that crack down on stuff involving sex work, both within and without America. It has nothing to do with like protecting anyone. It's just credit card companies trying to like maintain their connections as broadly as possible without being subject to those regulations. The crazy thing to me is that a lot of the people who are hardest on this subject are also like super hard into cryptocurrency, when cryptocurrency basically like functionally existed to buy drugs and child porn. You know? Oh, I mean, I hate Etsy, Annie. Don't get me wrong. Like, in that respect, sure. But it's all being done for broader capital interests. So this entire article doesn't mention anything, man. What about this one? Behind the OnlyFans porn boom, allegations of rape, abuse, and betrayal. Opening with a scary anecdote. These are separate articles that are both part of the same Reuters special investigation. I think this is just a repeat of a lot of the... What the fuck? Stop. What did that say? He exposed my entire body for $5. I can't even buy a full meal at McDonald's for $5. Does journalism exist anymore? Are we kidding me with this? This is a complicated and serious topic. You're really hitting me with like the most like why not have like a sting, like a musical sting appear when we go over it, huh? I didn't have my earbuds in. Did they play like a dun dun when we did over that? Come on. All you do is denigrate the seriousness of the topic with shit like this. Yeah, how do we get people emotionally involved, you know? Well, what if we like, you know, zhuzhed up this investigative report the same way high schoolers would the like school yearbook? Come on. Look at this. Jesus Christ. And again, I'm speaking from a position of nothing but sympathy for everyone who's been victimized by any kind of abuser through OnlyFans or whatever other means. But if you're not proposing a solution, then what are you suggesting? Yeah, Yandrius, I feel like the response people want is literally just like, yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, that is fucked up. So what do we do about it, man? You're gonna give me another giant full page thingy as I scroll through it? Yep, there we go. And no examples of what can be done to improve things. People freaked out about Discord a while back. Well, the thing that I particularly dislike about Discord is the fact that it's a closed system, unlike forums. But, you know, even then, forums had like DMs or PMs or whatever. Millions of paywalls impede scrutiny of OnlyFans. Yeah, that's a part of it. Reporting is important in and of itself. We and politicians should be the one to propose solutions. Okay, I largely agree with you. But right now, the only through line, the only discourse that's being had in mainstream politics on this subject is the desire to just ban pornography, which would literally not fix this. So it comes across as kind of irresponsible to me to have highly sensationalist articles that pull together anecdotes on a site that millions use. You could do this for any website, man, but they're focusing on OnlyFans because that's the prostitution website. You know, this happens everywhere. Discord, Twitter, Facebook is literally riddled with child sexual abuse material in private groups and DMs. There was a whole expose on it where there were people whose job it was to comb through it and send reports to the FBI who were on suicide watch over it. Yeah, Facebook facilitates like an ungodly amount of bad stuff, but for some reason, it's specifically about the website that sex workers make their living off of. And all of it is being done in like an incredibly, I guess, unhelpful framework where they're chaining together anecdotes. This isn't real, like, good journalism. This is incredibly manipulative framing. Yeah. Do we know if there are meaningfully more sex workers because of OnlyFans? There definitely are. Yeah. The only two jobs these days are live streamer and like OnlyFans worker, you know? People got to make their living. Tough to see media take the side of censorship. I want the media, whatever the to censor the abusive material. But like what I want is like, well, how do they do that then? Like a more robust reporting system? I would just love it if there was some kind of argument. We can make it so the only files that are allowed to be uploaded are those that have digital signatures. But isn't that subject to the same issue as having to like link it to your driver's license where you could get a fake ID? Like you could provide digital signatures that don't meaningfully implicate you. Yeah, the methodology for this report is not the same as their proposed solutions, Benjamin. My uncle's best friend is a prosecutor against CSA crimes, and she would 100% agree with you in this issue. I think they mean the image basically has to be vetted before it's publicly viewable. Okay, that would slow down the site considerably, but it's possible. I don't know how well that could work, though. What about, like, people who are underage, but not, you know, like, super young or whatever? How, like, you know, would that vetting system effectively identify and weed out people who are 17 or 16 with fake IDs? This is what I mean. Like, it's an almost unsolvable problem. My argument has always been one of the most effective things we could do. This is the thing that Ethan Klein, like, attacked me for saying because he does weird, like, pedo defense stuff when it's convenient, I guess, is one of the big issues here is the broader fetishization of youth in young girls. And that if we got rid of that or addressed that or kind of like push back against that, it would massively cut down on the abuse in this market from a ground level, you know? Why is it legal to purchase sex acts online but illegal to pay for it in person? That's Canada, at least. It's totally inconsistent. You can pay a person for sex acts online. You can pay a person for like to make pornography, but not for prostitution. So you can literally like, if you pay a prostitute to fuck you, that's illegal. But if you give a prostitute money for being in the porn film that you're recording of you them, that's legal. It's completely, yeah. Will Dems ever take a stand on prostitution? There's no like stand that you can meaningfully take here. The only thing is that like, unless there's a narrative to push against this, because this, do we all agree this is weird fear mongering? Again, the problems they're describing are real, but the fact that they apply ubiquitously to the entire internet, and the fact that they aren't providing solutions, and the fact that they're engaging in the exact kind of like highly narrative, like this is Reuters investigates, man. These motherfuckers have money to spend. They got together like anecdotal experiences and evidence of abuse happening. Could you not have done that from any website? Why OnlyFans? What about this? What makes this an OnlyFans thing? You know, that's what I mean. It just doesn't seem like it's solution oriented. OnlyFans is an easy target because they're exclusively adult content. Places like Twitter/Reddit hide behind a veneer of social media sites. As long as DMs as a concept exist, it's always going to be a problem that can't be meaningfully regulated. You know, anyone can do any kind of trade for anything through DMs. Like it's not possible to regulate that top down in the way that some people imply that it can be. You need a stronger approach. I think that a large part of this approach is well, first of all, I'm just gonna like throw the ball across the court here. Sex negativity contributes to these problems because young women who are abused are often terrified of being prosecuted by the police or ostracized socially by their family and friends if they've engaged in any untoward behavior, you know? Like oftentimes, you know, these girls get roped into like pimping schemes or whatever, and they feel like they can't tell their parents because they're terrified of them finding out. All of this is like a direct consequence of the conservative mindset, and they don't care about that. They don't care about that fact because in reality, they don't want to protect victims, you know, they want to punish sex workers. Much in the same way that basically every effort that Republicans have ever made to so-called like protect the victims, like the grooming stuff, like the grooming gangs in the UK or whatever, it's almost always an attack against migrants, an attack against immigrants, an attack against queer people. They're not against grooming because they think they want like rainbow flags taken down from school walls or whatever. They're just anti-gay, you know? They don't give a shit about grooming. That literally the entire right wing fell to defend Dr. Disrespect when it turns out he was like sexually DMing a little girl and was going to meet up with her at a TwitchCon. His so-called Protect the Kids friend Nick Merckx was defending him. I saw multiple screenshots of people DMing libs of TikTok asking why she hasn't done an expose on Dr. Disrespect, the groomer, and she just blocked them. They don't give a shit, man. They're fine with kids getting. They do not care at all. It's only ever a culture war talking point to them.